I've been in this industry for over a decade, and we've helped thousands of brands get started, launch, and grow. And I'm here to tell you the hard truth and reality about print on demand is that it's not an actual business model. Hate to say it, but the fact is that most people are pushing print on demand because they're getting paid to do it. Me too. So did I. And the thing is that it's not necessarily bad. It's not a bad thing to use print on demand, but you need to think about print on demand as a research tool. This is a tool to get your idea out into the market with as little effort as possible. But in this video, I want to show you the 3 paths that you have to take in order to actually launch something profitably and then be able to scale it. And then I also want to share a new resource that's flipping the entire print on demand model on its head. So you're going to want to stick around if you're thinking about launching and growing a brand in 2026 and beyond. But first, it's important that we dive into the numbers. Now, when it comes to the numbers of print on demand, we got to be transparent here. So we're actually going to go to the 2 biggest platforms that sell some of the most popular t-shirt blanks in the game. So in this example, Printify at the lowest with Monster Digital is charging $12.79, where Printful on the other side for the same exact product is charging $15.29. Now you also get it at a lower price with Printful Growth, which again is a monthly subscription, which isn't recommended when you're just getting started. You want to be able to start and scale, not just start and have a bunch of memberships out the gate. Both platforms have a flat rate shipping of $5, which puts your all-in cost at around 18 to 20 bucks. Now, if you wanted to make just $10 off of that flip, meaning you list it and you want to make a $10 profit, the very minimum you should be selling that shirt is $28 and $30. Now, that's pretty reasonable, right? But the facts are that unless you have a good traffic source, meaning organic traffic source from your own community, it's going to be really hard to pull off that $10 profit margin because you will have to be running money on ads. Now, this is where print on demand typically breaks down because you need to be able to have successful ads scaling with thousands of units in order to make a couple bucks off each transaction. But most people don't get to that, and a lot of times they get discouraged because they can't be profitable selling on Printful or Printify. So what's the alternative to this? Well, that leads us into our first path. And this is one that allows you to get real margins even if you have a low budget. And that's DTF transfers and a heat press. Now, before you click off and say, yo, I don't want to be buying my equipment, they're expensive, they cost thousands of dollars. No, I'm not here to advise you to buy any equipment. In fact, I discourage anyone buying equipment until they've proven out the business model. And this is why Printful and Printify are so helpful in this way, because they allow you to quickly launch a store and a product and prove out if you have a demand before you go and start buying equipment in order to scale. What I'm referring to here is to buy DTF transfers and a heat press. Now, the way this works is that you would design up a gang sheet, and most gang sheets sell for around 60 inches width by 2 feet wide. And within that means that each design is costing you anywhere from 20 to 30 cents on a small logo to $2 to $3 on a really big one, or if you fill up the back one as well. So this means that if you're sourcing a Comfort Colors t-shirt, if we're comparing it exactly to Printify and Printful, your all-in costs can be less than $7, depending on how your design is set up. This means that you're able to get started and have an incredible profit margin just selling it at less than $20. You don't have to sell it for $30 anymore. You can sell it for $20 in particular, and you can still make that good margin. Or you can also keep it at that $30 price and get an even more profit margin, depending on how well your brand designs are and what your market is willing to pay. Now, this does mean that you need to buy a heat press, and heat presses range in cost, starting at $200 on Amazon to upwards of $1,000 for a really good one if you're looking to scale up. Now, whenever people ask me for which heat press should they buy, I always say buy the one that you can afford, meaning which one can you afford right now in order for you to start pressing, printing, and making a profit to reinvest into your brand. Now, DTF transfers with a heat press is a great way to start and actually have margins. I would not encourage you buying any equipment until you prove out the business model. Now, I recently did a video on my channel, and to be completely honest with you guys, this was the very first time that I actually was able to get a piece of equipment and get it running in less than 30 minutes. This was absolutely mind-blowing. So when it comes to equipment and learning curve, Make absolutely crushed it. And the beauty about what they do is that they give you the ability to profit on the items that you're selling. If you're selling on Etsy certain coasters or ornaments or cups, They're a tenth of the price of what Printify and Printful are selling. Yes, a tenth. We're talking about 10 times less cost. Although you do have to run the machine, buying equipment such as a UV printer can help you expand beyond apparel into accessories, into phone cases, into cups, and into other items that you can upsell or cross-sell with your brands. So as you start to merchandise your line using print on demand and you see what's selling, then if you want to bring some operation in-house with a heat press and transfers, and then you expand into UV printing, well, now you have a real business that has real scalable margins, and your only true capacity is going to be the ability to man those machines. All right, now when it comes to the numbers and margins on this, I want to actually just pull this up here for you guys so you can actually see what was the cost of these items. Now, an art canvas from Printify was $15, where the UV make option was $6.51, and the real profit margins were on the smaller items such as coasters, placing cups and little accessories like that, where Printify was charging $7.97, and you could get it for 80 cents with the UV Make UV printer. Now these are real margins that we ran through a calculator. Now if you guys want to learn more, we linked the video right up above and in the description right down below, because the next path is moving away from doing it yourself. Now doing it yourself allows you to get started and have a good profit margin, but is not a scalable model. And we always recommend that you focus on your strengths. So if you're marketing and if you want to be a designer and you want to be a creative, making products hands-on gives you good content and good ability to market, but it doesn't necessarily allow you to play to your strengths. And this is where this path of partnering with a good print shop comes into play. Now, we're not just talking about partnering with a print-on-demand platform, we're talking about partnering with a screen print operation and somebody that can do things in bulk. Now, you only want to pursue this path once you have orders validated, meaning you have 30 to 40 units being sold of a certain print-on-demand design that you have. So you know that this is a staple in your collection and your community keeps coming back to it. This is a great opportunity for you to cut costs and really scale margins safely. Because oftentimes entrepreneurs want to take the approach of printing in bulk in order to get lower cost. I do not recommend that. It's the surefire way to hold stock in your garage or in the warehouse for years to come. Don't do it. Everybody's ran into it. So you want to be able to prove out your designs and then actually take it to a screen print operation for them to cut your costs and improve your quality. But I want to show you guys the price differences in order for you to see what your potential price margins are compared to print on demand. The most common order is around 36 to 48 pieces is what most screen print shops give you. Sometimes they give you less, up to 24, but we're just going to go with 48. Now, once you add 48 pieces, we're going to say the minimum order quantity. Print on demand is running you $12 to $15 cost regardless if you're selling one piece or if you're selling 1,000 pieces. They're going to charge you the same price because they're always making the shirt one at a time. They're not bulk producing it for you. Whereas a screen printed design can run you $5 to $8 a shirt, depending on the shirt blank, as well as how many hits and colors your print has. On average, you're saving $7 for that exact design. Now the margins here are clear. When it comes to screen printing, you have great margins for every single product you're selling. And I know what you're thinking right now, but I don't want to hold inventory. I know that is a common complaint and an issue when it comes to going in bulk. But the reality and the beauty about what it is that you're embarking in is that you always got to find a solution. There's always a problem and there's a solution out there. Now we're going to discuss the solution, a potential one that's changing the game to print on demand in just a moment. So if you found any value within this video so far, I highly encourage that you hit that subscribe, turn on that post notification in order to not miss out on future video drops. Now, I encourage everybody to take the approach as you scale to work with a print shop because you want to build a relationship with a print supplier that can come in and actually do orders that are custom for you. Because as your brand grows, you need to have relationships with people that own manufacturing facilities that they can help you really bring a new product to market. Say you are doing a collaboration with a big artist or influencer. The last thing you want is not to have an option for a manufacturer that can help you with that last minute collab that could potentially make your brand go viral and continue to scale. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there's a problem with the pathways that we showed you guys. When it comes to heat pressing with DTF transfers, you're actually physically doing the labor, so time is the ceiling for you to scale. It's a great way to start and have good margins in order to invest, but it's not the pathway for you to actually grow. And when it comes to using a UV Make printer or any print equipment that you may invest into, your ceiling is going to be the management of those products, as well as your ability to forecast demand, because you got to be able to order products in and get products out quickly. And you also got to be able to man the machine. So it is extra hours and time that you're dedicating to that. And when it comes to printing in bulk with a screen printer, you're still going to need to pay for orders up front, which means that you are managing cash flow. And then you also got to make sure that you're able to ship the orders out on time, so you're collecting on those sales and not getting chargeback or returns. So all three of these pathways are a problem. But this is where things get really interesting, because historically you had to deal with those issues and they were in silos. But what if I told you there's a platform now that gives you the price advantage of print on demand with some great prices on the apparel products, but then also allows you to sell products that are unique, like UV printed goods and hard goods and laser etching and all kinds of products that you may want to expand into with print on demand, while giving you the margins as if you were operating that machine. In addition to that, they also house your bulk inventory. And so any order that you get from your store, whether it's a print-on-demand product or whether it's something that you manufactured in bulk, they're able to ship it all through one facility, which means that you're saving on shipping and your customers are getting a better experience. And the company for this is called Printful. Now, Printful is a company that's turning the print-on-demand game on its head, absolutely crushing it with an offer that nobody else is doing in the market. And the reason for that is because they're not a middleman and they're not out there sourcing jobs to other factories or suppliers. They are doing everything in-house. And it's also giving you the margins that you can get with a UV Make printer, but all of it is done print on demand. And the beauty about it is that as you scale, they can actually 3PL all of your products, which means that regardless of where you're manufacturing, you can hold it all in one facility, which allows you to grow your brand and business without you having to manage every single aspect of that business. And as you can see, Printful doesn't just have t-shirts and apparel, they literally have over 900 products they're actively onboarding every single week. So you could sell in almost any niche, from golf to streetwear, to gifting, to boxes and unpackaging. Almost anything you can imagine, they're able to produce in-house. All right, so right now I want to give you guys the honest roadmap. If you're starting a brand and you're looking for margins, DTF transfers and heat pressing is going to give that to you. Again, you're going to be capped by your ability to actually press each shirt, but it does give you the profit margin in order to reinvest into the next stage. Now, if you want to expand beyond that, then that's really where a printing machine like the UV Make or something similar to it can actually help you expand your categories, if categories outside of apparel is something that you want to make. And then when it comes to working with a screen printer, it's important to note that there are minimums, but they do help give you that high profit margin potential and the attention to detail that will help your brand stand out. Working with a screen print shop is a hack, so make sure you guys consider it in your roadmap. Now, if you want everything housed under one operation and a system to help you scale, well, that's really where Printful comes into play. And we actually linked them in the description right down below, so make sure you guys use our link down there to get 30% off your first sample order. Just for everyone watching right now, I'm grateful and thankful that you clicked on this video and you stayed to the end. Our whole mission for this channel was to help entrepreneurs build from the ground up, and over the years, we've seen thousands do it, and we can't wait to be a part of your journey as well. Now, I want to give you guys a free gift for sticking around this long. I want to give you guys a free resource list as well as manufacturing guide that's going to be included in a free community that we just launched. Make sure you check it out through the links in the description down below. And if you're interested in seeing what it took to build a $30 million brand, check out this video here with the Founders of Mentality. See you then.